made who? The chicken or the egg? These are questions that nobody asks anymore, and the reason I bring it up is because, being part of the truther community, I guess is what we're calling ourselves now, it's something that we should be asking ourselves. Because if you want to know the truth about anything, you really need to know the foundational truth of everything. You need a good foundation to be based on, something strong. You need to know where it all starts. If you don't know where it starts, how can you know how it's ending? So, who made who? And that, to me, seems like a simple question when you boils down to it. That could be an endless question. You could never, if my deity made me, but who made him? What deity made that deity? And so on and so forth. That can keep going for eternity. Just a bunch of deities making deities. But that's not what we're looking for, though, right? We want to know where it starts. So the only real answer to who made who is going to also answer the which came first, chicken or the egg. And that is, one of these entities, an entity, a deity, for lack of a better word, decided what it would be. He had to choose for himself. I will be. I will be this big and this wide and this long, and he would have decided his own qualities in order for any of this to exist at all. That's how it starts. You can't start it any other way by saying that this thing created this, and then that evolved into that. And when you look at all the ancient historical religious aspects, perspectives of things, you're getting a lot of this deity, this entity, created two deities, and those two deities destroyed the original entity and used his body parts to create everything. I think that's the Babylonian. I think Egyptian is close to that as well. But you're missing, that doesn't make sense. If anything is to exist at all, it is because something decided what it wanted to be. And that's where that's how that is. You can't have it any other way. That's the only way to answer that question. In that case, it answers the same question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, both, because the chicken was the design. The chicken, he knew he was going to be a chicken, so he made the egg in order to become a chicken. But he knew he would be a chicken, so the chicken was already thought of. But it took the physical presence of the egg to make it. And you catching on? So when we look at our physical realm and the beauty that is around us, and we think to ourselves that we evolved out of this and that we came from this, that's backwards. We're the pinnacle. We are the pinnacle of creation. We are the image of our Creator. So how can you, for instance, an entity had to say, I will be. I will be this tall, and I will be this wide, and I will be this long, and I will have legs, and with feet on the bottom of them, and therefore I need to have ground to walk on. The feet were there first. He knew he wanted to have feet, and he wanted to be able to walk around. So he had to make the ground to walk on. I will have nose, and so I can smell things, and I can breathe. A mouth, taste things. I'm going to need to make air. So he makes air. Right, that's great. And then he says, I want eyes. I want to be able to see. everything around me, let there be light. And there's light. It's all been described to us in perfect detail, right from the very beginning. We've always known we are the pinnacle, and this is here for us, not the other way around. We aren't destroying the earth. We're its caretaker. It's here for us to enjoy. Take care of it. If you buy yourself an automobile, a beautiful car, some really nice fancy thing, and you think to yourself, what a beautiful car I have here. You're going to run it off a cliff? No, you want to take care of it, right? You don't dump oil into the gas tank and gas into the oil. You don't mix things in the windshield wiper fluid. You just take care of the thing if you want to keep it because it's beautiful to you, right? In that same sense, we have this problem here. In order to create all of this, there was more than us. There was something before us. And the problem that we have is that, well, let's look at it this way. If you want to build a car, since we're on the subject of cars, you decide, okay, I want to build a car. And you draw out the car and you say, this is what my car is going to look like. And you go to start building it. Well, first you need a wrench. So you get yourself a wrench. Now you can use the wrench to make the car, right? The wrench loves it. You're all this attention to this wrench. And then when you're finished making the car, you put the wrench in the toolbox and you're like, the car is finished. I have completed my work. Now, the wrench is jealous because, well, I came first. I was here before the car. Yeah, but you were only here in order to create the car. Well, they don't want to see it that way though, right? So, hence we have the, pardon the pun, a wrench in the gears, because the wrench will throw a wrench into the gears so that we have to go back and fix the car, and we have to use the wrench to fix the car, right? This is what the idea is. This is the problem that we are facing and why everything is the way it is. And if we just basically came down to the basic understanding that we are the pinnacle, we're the car, not the wrench. We're the outcome. Don't let the wrench screw you up. Don't try to be a wrench. You don't need to be a wrench. You're already the car. You can do better than the wrench. You're more than that wrench. And that's the problem that we're facing here today. I say it like this too because there's a lot of talk about this demiurge theology and the Abraxas. Now, if anybody knows anything about that, you're going to have to pardon my very short interpretation of this, because it's very short for this, and it's a very complicated matter. So don't get me wrong, I do understand that this is far more complicated a theology than I'm giving you right now. But in short, the idea is that an entity created this as a prison, and it is up to us to try to escape this prison. And that's into a something better than this. But that's not what we're told historically. That what we're told is that this is where heaven will be. This is what it was created for. And these laws are not rules to keep us in line and to make us all slaves. No, the laws are the boundaries within which existence is possible in the first place. If you jump off a cliff, you're going to break your leg. At the very least, you might even die. Sin brings death. Don't jump off the cliff. You might die. And at the very least, you're going to hurt yourself, right? You don't eat sand because it's not edible, right? Don't do things that are harmful to you and the environment around you, like painting the skies. This is a wonderful thing our government has done for us, isn't it? This is not good. This is not how we should be. You cannot improve upon perfection. You think you're going to turn yourself into some AI thing that is going to be connected to... You lose your humanity. You lose your perfection. You become less than. You can't become more than. You will become less than. Any modification will only ever, in all of history, any evolutionary jump ends with a loss of information. That's a fact. So, careful now. I'm going to end that there, and I'm going to say that this is the basis for this channel. I'm going to examine all truth, all the lies that I've been told, and all of what history tells me through the lens that our Creator created himself in that way, particularly, and that he wanted to look like that. And I'm only a reflection of that. I am his image. And therefore, what more can I strive to be other than more like him?